Almost everyone dreams of owning an expensive car, the kind that turns heads before it even stops, the kind that makes people look twice and wonder who's inside. For a moment, just imagine it. You are driving down the road, people are watching, everything feels different. But then reality hits. Most people never actually buy that car, not because they don't want to, but because something else is controlling their decision. So why do we love expensive cars so much, yet choose something completely different? The obsession with expensive cars doesn't start when you're older, it starts early. Movies, music, videos, social media, they all show the same image. Luxury equals success. Cars from brands like Lamborghini, Ferrari and Bugatti are always shown next to successful people, big houses, and expensive lifestyles. Over time, your brain starts connecting those things together. You don't see a car anymore, you see a symbol of having made it. This is where it gets deeper. People don't fall in love with expensive cars because of logic. They fall in love with how those cars make them feel: confidence, power, and recognition. For a moment, owning that car feels like owning a different life, and that emotional connection is very strong, stronger than most people realize. But then comes reality, because owning an expensive car is not just about buying it, it's about maintaining it. The cost does not stop at the prestige. There's insurance, fuel, repairs, and suddenly the dream starts to feel heavy. What once felt exciting now starts to feel risky. One of the biggest reasons people don't buy expensive cars is fear. Not fear of the car, but fear of making the wrong decision. What if something goes wrong? What if it loses value? What if people judge you? These questions take over, and slowly, excitement gets replaced by hesitation. There's also something else controlling your decision, something most people don't notice: society. From a young age, we are taught to be responsible, save money, avoid unnecessary risks. Buying an expensive car often goes against those rules. Even if you can afford it, it can feel like you are doing something wrong. So people choose the safer option. At the center of everything, there's a constant battle happening. Emotion says, this is what you want, this will make you happy. While logic says, this is not practical, think about the future. And most of the time, logic wins. Not because emotion is wrong, but because logic feels safe. Here's the truth that changes everything. People don't actually want a car, they want what the car represents. Think about it. If expensive cars didn't represent success, if they didn't attract attention, if they didn't signal status, would people still want them as much? Probably not, because the desire isn't really about the machine, it's about the meaning behind it. Owning an expensive car feels like reaching a destination, like you have finally arrived, but the reality is different, because that feeling, it does not last forever, and deep down people know that. That's why many choose not to chase it. In the end, cheap cars win for a simple reason: they solve real problems. They get you from one place to another. They don't create stress. They don't demand attention. They are practical, and in everyday life, practicality almost always wins. So the next time you see an expensive car pass by and you feel that excitement, that moment of "I wish that was me," pause for a second and ask, do you really want that car, or do you want the feeling that comes with it? Because in the end, it's not just about the car, it's about what you believe it says about your life. And maybe the real question isn't why don't people buy expensive cars, but instead, what are we really chasing when we want them?